Oh, badass. Wow. So the Shaman of Swords is a beautiful advocate for social justice. She or he uses their voice to speak the truth, to advocate for the truth, speaking truth to power. There's something about, again, we have an elevated view. Look at this kite on top of this ladder. This suggests ascending to a greater height, to take this perspective. I feel like this perspective that you have earned feels like earned. Like it was a process, you've earned it, has allowed you to climb this ladder and have a totally new perspective, a totally new idea, a totally new line of sight of the truth. Hi Libra, welcome to your general tarot reading for January 2021. Thank you for stopping by. If you're new to my channel, my name's Amanda. I'm at Luna Sync Tarot. If this reading resonates, hit the like button. Also consider subscribing to my channel. I do love readings and general tarot readings for each sign for each month. And so click the bell for notifications of those readings as they become available. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. Thank you for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it. I have been shuffling your cards off camera here. I'm going to give it one last shuffle and then we will sync up. If you're looking for a personal reading, I'm doing those now. The link is below in the description box. All right, so Libra, let's see what's up for you in January 2021. Okay, in the position of your heart, we have the 10 of Discs. Wow. This is a powerful card to have in the position of your heart, also in the position of your present moment. It is giving birth to something new inside of a community of support. Look at this circle of women who have brought their shields, their mandalas to this great event. This woman is actually giving birth to a baby, bringing a new life onto the planet. Tens are a number of completion, but also new beginnings. It's that sort of that peak moment where you have the culmination of something and it's coming to a conclusion, and it's also dipping into a new opportunity, a new beginning, a doorway that takes you to something totally brand new. So there's a feeling of gratitude here. There's a feeling of like vulnerability, as if you've ever had a baby, you know that you are in great vulnerability when you give birth, but there's a tremendous amount of support here. It's spiritual support. Something feels like it's come to its natural conclusion. Something feels like it's sort of built over time. It's grown over time into this beautiful expression of abundance. And this is in the position of your heart. In the position of your mind, we have the Priestess of Wands. Oh, this is the archetypal energetic witch. She knows how to use her energy wisely. She knows how to cultivate, generate, contain, distribute her energy in a very masterful way. She's a master of energy. Sexy, magnetic, like just knows how to tap into that sort of libido, kundalini energy and like turn it into sort of creative manifestations, creative energy. Okay, wow, this is what you're thinking about. This is in the position of your mind. Could be a personality around you. It could be someone you're thinking about, someone that is influencing you in some way. It could be your own energy. In the position of your foundation or your body, we have the Four of Cups. Wow, so this is a retreat. Look how she is wading through these shallow waters. She has the 4 vessels that are anchor points here, suggesting stability. This suggests a time apart, a time alone in order to wade through emotions, to sort out your emotions. This involves a process. This involves a process of sort of sorting and sifting through your current emotions. There's stability here for you to do that, to engage in that process. This is the foundation of the reading. So this is like a process that you're engaged in that is sort of serving as the foundation of your time here in January. It's also in the position of your body. There may be some sort of physical need for you to do this work. You know how our emotions affect our bodies. Everything is connected. Everything affects one thing or another. It's all interconnected. So there may be a need to sort through how you feel about something in order to cleanse physically as well. In the position of the past is the Six of Swords. Okay, well, the Six of Swords is the most positive card in this entire suit of swords. It comes after a conflict. Five of Swords is a great conflict. It's felt mentally and emotionally. Six of Swords is sort of moving on from the emotions or the anxieties of that conflict, starting to resolve the way that you feel and think about that conflict. And it elevates you. It takes you to this great height where you have a different vantage point on the conflict, a more global perspective, and it gives you that distance that you need in order to release and let go. So there's something in the past, even preceding the Six of Swords, that was a conflict for you. It felt very painful. And now you've moved on from it. You have the distance that you need in order to take a more global perspective, a 30,000 foot view, and understand it. And it sort of lightens the load emotionally for you. It brings you to this place of like closure. It's a feeling of gratitude. That's the feeling I'm getting when I look at this card. When this card comes up in the place of your heart. It's closure, it's gratitude, it's release, and it's like, okay, something new, now something new. All right, okay, in the position of your future, we have the Shaman of Swords. Oh, badass. Wow. So the Shaman of Swords is a beautiful activist, a beautiful advocate for social justice. She or he uses their voice to speak the truth, to advocate for the truth, speaking truth to power. There's something about, again, we have an elevated view. Look at this kite on top of this ladder. This suggests ascension, ascending to a greater height, to take this perspective. I feel like this perspective that you have earned feels like earned, like it was a process, you've earned it, has allowed you to climb this ladder and have a totally new perspective, a totally new idea, a totally new line of sight of the truth of the matter. And then you're using your voice to speak that truth, to advocate, to activate around that truth. It's all coming through here, through your throat chakra, using your voice. Wow, this is pretty intense, Libra. Okay, so let's clarify some of this. I certainly want to know what this Shaman of Swords is speaking the truth about, what the truth is. What is the truth for this Shaman of Swords? What are they speaking about? What are they bringing to light? This feels like, I mean, the shaman is somebody who's had a great deal of experience and has distilled that experience into wisdom to the extent where they can actually speak the truth. And it doesn't feel like it's speaking the truth to yourself, although I'm sure that's part of it, or to just one other person. It feels like you're speaking the truth to groups of people, to your community. Okay, so let's learn about the Shaman of Swords. What are the qualities of this advocating, activating, new perspective, speaking the truth, transparency? There's a huge clarity here. The qualities of this communication, this verbalization, It's very decisive, it's very logical, it's very analytical. There's a lot of sort of mental activity happening here. Sometimes it can be seen as cold because it is somewhat divorced of emotion. Now, if you think of all of the most, is that a true statement I was about to say? Yes, where it comes to conflict, I believe this is true. The most effective communicators, particularly where it has to do with conflict, are able to divorce themselves from their own emotion, their own feeling about something. They depersonalize the conflict, they depersonalize the communication. And sometimes that can be read as distance, coldness, emotional coldness. However, it can be a very effective strategy, particularly when you're communicating around something that is highly charged, lots of passionate energy around it. People are invested, emotionally invested in it. If there's been abuse of power, if there are people that have experienced oppression, and now I'm tapping into like the activism of this card, to be able to speak very clearly through that emotional, through all of that emotional energy, that is the Shaman of Swords. Okay, sorry. These cards, not quite sure. I'm going to put these down. They're very sticky. They have been uncooperative. So I'm going to take that as a sign, as a sign that we need to move on to a different deck. So let's try working with the Magician deck by Rose Monaco. I need to get a frame for this Ishtar image so that she can have somewhere stable to live. All right, so I just rambled on about the Shaman of Swords. I hope that was helpful and wasn't just like me pontificating. But let's clarify the Shaman of Swords. What is this about for you, my dear? Oh, the Magician. Wow, and the Four of Swords. Well, that's fascinating. Okay, so the Magician and the Four of Swords, clarifying the Shaman of Swords. Do feel like you are using your voice to manifest something, to bring something into reality. So this isn't all just about talking or communicating or expressing an idea. Coupled with this is turning something into reality. It's like very practical, it's very tangible. Like you're bringing something with the power of your voice, you're bringing something into reality, into the 3D world. We have the Four of Swords. Don't rush decisions. That's really sticking out to me because Swords energy is very swift moving, very fast moving. Sometimes can be very impulsive, sometimes can be very rash. We have 2 fours on the spread now. 4 of Cups in your foundation, and 4 of Swords clarifying the future, clarifying the Shaman of Swords and the Magician. There is something here, some advice here for you about taking your time, retreating, creating a safe space for you to clarify your emotions, process your emotions. And that has something to do, directly to do with your thoughts as well, how you think about it. There's some sort of mental, physical, emotional integration that is occurring here inside of this reading. Okay, well, let's keep clarifying. What was the situation in the past, the 6 of Swords in the past, that allowed you to gain this greater perspective? What is this greater perspective about? The qualities of this 30,000 foot view. It's like there was a heartbreak. It felt very painful, but now you've had some distance from it. Oh, wow. I don't believe I've ever even seen this card. reflection. That's really beautiful. Evaluating your life. Yeah, this is like the evaluative stance right here. Evaluating your life, a new beginning. What do we have here in the heart space? A new beginning, an ending, and a new beginning. Moving forward in a new direction. Whatever it was that felt painful, you got enough distance from it to process it, to evaluate it, and to see it from a new vantage point, from a higher perspective. Remember, we have the kite on the ladder. It allowed you to elevate in some way that was significant, that is significant. There's some sort of integration happening here. Mind, body, emotions. We have the Four of Cups and the Four of Swords. This is a retreat, a recuperation, a restoration, a clarification of your emotions and your thoughts around this situation, your current situation. Okay, we got to clarify the Priestess of Swords. Then what is she all about? This is in the position of your mind, what you think about it all. Priestess of Swords, very magnetic, very networked. She knows how to leverage her network to make things happen. Very visionary. Wow, okay. So justice. There's something here about either this is a personality, the Priestess of Wands, or it's an energy that you're stepping into. There's something here about getting what is owed you, or some just and fair resolution in your favor, right? Like if you felt in the past like, hey, this wasn't fair, there was an imbalance here, there's inequality, I need to see a fair and just outcome. It's tied somehow to this Priestess of Wands energy, to this personality that you're thinking about, or this energy that you're thinking about. It might have allowed you to step into this Priestess of Wands energy. Something came around that was a long time coming, some sort of truth, some sort of clarity, some sort of balance that pulled you into this Priestess of Wands energy, where you really started to see, I am more powerful than I realized. And now there's like an advocation that's happening in the future. These two energies are very similar. Bringing justice. The shaman uses their voice, they communicate, they use their powers of communication to bring justice to a situation or to a people. To have these together, holy shit. The Magician, the Shaman of Swords, and Justice. Like, you are bringing this. You are bringing the justice. And it's going to turn into something real. This isn't just like, I'm going to talk about justice. This is like the communication around it is a part of manifesting something real, something into the 3D that you can see, touch, taste, hear. It's sensorial, it's tangible. Wow. A lot of power available here. Okay. Let's pull a crystal card for you. I want to pull a few cards of guidance for you, Libra, as you navigate January, as you navigate this scenario. Yeah, it's like this evaluation or this reflection card clarifying the Six of Swords is just so clear to me. Something happened that caused you to engage in this reflection, this evaluation that allowed you distance, emotional distance, and that emotional distance was allowed you to take a more holistic perspective, a more global perspective of your life, of yourself, of the situation. Okay, crystal card for Libra. Oh boy, okay. We have two that came up, so we'll read both. Carnelian and Preseli Bluestone. Pull these up for you. One is 33. The Preseli Bluestone is 33. That is a 6. 6 is the number of achievement, of success. It's catching the wave and riding it to shore. What are we looking for here? Preseli Bluestone, the inner compass. Check it out, Libra. Preseli Bluestones planted healing energies from the land of the ancestors into a sacred healing landscape. The stone accesses past, present, and future. Self-understanding. You are an ancient shaman. Ooh, you had the Shaman of Swords in the future, and the Priestess of Wands. Very similar energies. You are an ancient shaman who has much wisdom to impart and the ability to journey through multiple dimensions in search of healing. You have unshakable core stability, those 2 4s, and an inner compass that directs you with integrity. Yeah. There's something about, remember when we were talking about the integration? There's some process of integration, retreating, taking a retreat so that you can process your emotions and engage in that cleansing. That's what that's reminding me of. There's something about that that is crucial to you stepping into this Shaman of Swords energy. Use natural medicine for ailments. Pay attention to your boundaries. Dig deep into the past. Access your memories and cut yourself free. Fucking love that. Cut yourself free. Examine your deepest intentions and roots. Live in the present moment. Find your own direction and face challenges with equanimity. You have power to decide. Pay particular attention to your environment. The healing insight is being true to yourself is the basis of all well-being, spiritual and physical. Okay. Let's read about carnelian. 7. So there's some sort of progression here from 6 to 7. 7 is a very spiritual number. Here we go. This has to do with creativity. Carnelian protects against glamours, spells, envy, and the evil eye. Bringing good fortune to the wearer, it prevents blood from rushing to the head to cause precipitate action. Maybe that's impulsive action. Yeah, so it like sort of keeps your passions under control so that you can think through things. There was some sort of don't rush decisions, some sort of advice here about make sure that you're not engaging in impulsive behaviors. Self-understanding. You have the ability to remain calm during disputes and the self-control not to follow the crowd. Wow. Courage in the face of danger comes from inner strength, not foolhardiness. Your family means a lot to you. Your sexual drive is strong. That's the Priestess of Wands for sure. Lust or aggression has been a problem in a past life. Direct it toward creativity and raising Kundalini. Divination. Be eloquent, creative, and bold. Do not back down. Trust your intuitive perceptions. Distinction in your career lies ahead. Be a mentor. Alleviate stress. Take time to play. You are a tower of strength during sorrow. Stay anchored in the present. Let go of emotional ties or outdated projects holding you back. Beware of a charismatic person. Again, that is the Priestess of Wands. Very charismatic. Healing insight. Sufficient vitamins and minerals support your metabolism for optimal well-being. Okay, so this card, Carnelian, speaks about communication. It speaks about eloquence. Speaks about trusting your intuitive perceptions. Also speaks about cutting ties with your emotions in order to communicate effectively. And I know we talked about that, right? So effective communication. Sometimes communication is most effective when you withdraw your emotional investment in the thing. You depersonalize it so that you can speak very clearly, speak the truth very clearly. Could be there's something here with your career that has to do with this Shaman of Swords, activism, advocation, that will elevate you, that people will begin to take notice of you once you begin to communicate in this way, verbalize what it is, the truth here. All right, Libra. I hope this resonated. If it did, hit the like button. I'm wishing you the best in January. Take good care.